What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 73, and we start today's episode off with Kim Seung-gyu, our South Korean backup goalkeeper, coming to us and asking us for a new contract. And of course, we're not going to do anything about that. I never like to offer new contracts during the season. I always like to wait until the very last month, or maybe a month before that. So yeah, I won't give him a new contract, to be honest, and he doesn't really get into the side that often anyway. He plays Capital One Cup games and that's about it, so I don't really see why he justifies a new one. But still, we take on Everton for the first game of today's episode here, as the Toffees travel to take us on at the Hawthorns. And as you'll see, 10 games in, we are top of the table with 25 points. Everton are in third place with 22, so both sides making very, very strong starts to the season, and that is what we like to see. And you can see by my lineup, it was a very strong side. It was the strongest side we could possibly pick. Well, it's the first 11 I usually pick in the league. Obviously, we dispatched of Zurich in midweek in the Europa League, so I was really fancying my chances coming into this game. And as you'll see, Everton's side very, very strong indeed. So you can see exactly why they've made such a good start as well as us. You know, really, really good team. Obviously, Garbutt in this game, Luke Garbutt is glitched and grows really, really nicely. I think he's up to an 82 now in the game, which is crazy. So yeah, we take on Everton. And the first chance would fall to the visitors, and Ross Barkley must have been fuming, because he must have felt, as all the Everton fans must have felt, that that was a penalty off Ben Foster, as I thought it was a penalty as well. Foster took him down off the ball. The referee didn't give a penalty, but from that we get the ball away. Baines crosses the ball in, Lukaku wins the header, and it hits the top of the bar as Foster went to punch it and missed the ball. So looking very, very nervy early on, our goalkeeper, and thankfully it was still 0-0. But 5 minutes later, Baines finds Kevin Morales. Morales plays it back to his left back, Baines. He goes down left-hand side, crosses the ball in, picks out Lukaku, and again a great chance. His header goes just over the bar, but it did go out for a corner though. It took a slight deflection, went out for a corner. It was eventually crossed into the box by the Belgian Kevin Morales. He swings it into the centre, and Ben Foster doesn't come for it. It goes all the way to the back post, and John Stones heads it in, and the young defender makes it 1-0 to Everton. I think it might have been Savanier at the far post who lost him, and Stones had a simple header. It clipped the underside of the bar and went into the back of the net. So West Brom 0, Everton 1. The away side are in the lead, but Mauricio almost equalised in the 22nd minute. But what a great save it was by Tim Howard to deny our centre back. Absolutely fantastic stop by the American goalkeeper. And from the resulting corner, Kevin Savanier crosses the ball in into the centre. This time towards Brown today, it's headed away only as far as Kyle Walker, and his shot goes just wide and out for a goal kick. So still 1-0 to Everton, but a really fast start. You know, both sides looking very threatening. But as Everton come forward again here, Lukaku is played one-on-one. There's no Zambrano at the back, not sure where I was with him, but Mauricio couldn't keep up. Lukaku's first shot hit the post, and he basically played a 1-2 with the woodworks. It came straight back to him, and he tapped it into the open goal to make it West Bromwich Albion 0, Everton 2. So just over half an hour played, and we just weren't doing the job defensively. Foster looking unconvincing and shaky, the defence not solid. Lukaku got 2 bites of the cherry there, and at the second time he puts it in with ease. So West Bromwich Albion 0, Everton 2, Lukaku getting the goal. And just a few minutes later, we win the ball back here with Brown today, finding Niang. Niang strikes it from range, and Tim Howard makes another great save. So the American goalkeeper on top form as things stand. It was still 2-0. And just before half time, Everton come forward again here, but as Malumbu dispossesses Barkley, he plays a great ball into Niang, who takes on Phil Jagielka. He's got the pace on the number 6. He keeps on going, stops the ball, drags it back and shoots. But again, it's the same result. Tim Howard making another good save, and it is still 2-0. And the second half started in the same fashion, us attacking and trying to get ourselves a goal in this game. And as Niang goes through one-on-one, surely this time we're going to finish. No, because we hit the post and it's cleared away. So we finally beat Tim Howard, but we can't put the ball in the back of the net. So it's still 2-0 to Everton. And in the 67th minute, Samuel Eto'o scores in front of the travelling fans and completes the misery for us. Makes it West Bromwich Albion 0, Everton 3. Does the trademark old man celebration. Not sure Mourinho cares anymore, but still, it's West Bromwich Albion 0, Everton 3. Eto'o gets the third goal, and we just weren't in this game defensively. I kept on dragging the bodies out of the back. That was my fault. Foster not exactly covering himself in much glory. West Brom 0, Everton 3. An absolutely diabolical game for us. Nothing was going right. However, in the 77th minute, Brown and Day would play the ball through to Danny Ings, and we would finally beat Tim Howard for the first time in the game. He step over around Jagielka and finesse it into the corner. So Ings, who came off the bench, made it West Brom 1, Everton 3. Not sure whether it will be anything other than just a consolation goal, but I was very pleased he got it. Just a couple minutes later though, Ross Barkley's on the ball. Spreads it out wide to the left back, Leighton Baines. Baines into Luke Garbett. Garbett goes to cross the ball. It takes a huge deflection off Kyle Walker. Goes up in the air again, and Morales heads it in and makes it West Brom 1, Everton 4. And this game it didn't go according to plan at all. It was really, really poor. Defensively, I was all over the place. And this season, yes, just like the first two, I have let in a lot of stupid goals and I haven't defended as well as I like to. But I have tightened up a little bit. You know, we were on the back of 2 clean sheets in a row. And, you know, we were looking a bit stronger, and this game, everything just went out the window. It was all over the place. And it's not like we played a weak side either. We had the first 11 out there, but I just couldn't perform them. This basically summed it up in stoppage time. Ings 1-on-1, rounds Tim Howard, and ends up hitting the post, and it goes out for a goal kick. That just summed up the game. It really did. So, West Bromwich Albion 1, Everton 4. Tim Howard putting in a great performance. The American makes some big saves in that game, but really the problem was my defending was really poor. And we came up against an Everton side in top form and scoring goals at will, and it was proved in that game. It really was. So West Brom 1, Everton 4. Stones, Lukaku, Eto'o and Morales for Everton. Danny Ings off the bench got our sole goal, and it's only our second defeat of the season, which is good. It's good to know we have only lost twice this season, as we are now entering November, but it's still very, very poor to lose in such a diabolical fashion. So for the game against Fulham in midweek, I made a lot of changes to my side because there were so many players in that game that just did not perform and they needed to get dropped. But I still did play a couple of the first 11 members. It's a weird one, you know. Whenever I go into bad form, there's always some players who I'm like, oh, that's it, I'm dropping them, I'm not playing them in the next game, that's it, they're done. But there are some players I look at and say, I can't afford to drop you. Do you know what I mean? I just can't afford to drop you. And Niang is one of those players, you know, he really is. He hasn't scored in 6 or 7 games now. He hasn't scored in a long time, regardless. It's like 6 or 7 games. And for a guy who was top scorer last year, for a guy who got off to a great start of the season, that's not good enough. But I just didn't want to drop him, even though he's in such poor form. But Brown a day, yeah, he was dropped completely. He didn't even get on the bench, and it's weird how that works, you know. There are some players I just can't afford to drop. Ricardo Rodriguez as well at left back didn't have a good game against Everton, but I didn't want to drop him. I couldn't feel like I could afford to, you know. It's weird how that works. Some players I'm happy dropping, some players I just can't stomach to do so. But still, we took on Fulham. The first chance did fall to the home side, but the shot was saved by Foster. But in the 20th minute, Safir Taider wins us the ball back, plays Niang through 1-on-1, and it has been 6, 7, possibly even 8 games without a goal for Niang, but that ends tonight. Niang got himself in the team. I said to the guy in the dressing room before the game, I have dropped your strike partner. I have dropped a lot of big names from this team. I'm keeping faith in you. It's about time you started repaying me, and that is the way to do it. He finesses the ball into the corner, gets his 4th goal in the Premier League this season. As you can see, not a good return for him so far, but 21 minutes in, he finally breaks the goal drought, and it is 1-0. But as Niang comes forward again here, it's a great chance for us to make it 2-0 and for him to get his 2nd goal of the game 5 minutes later, but it's a good save by the goalkeeper, and it's cleared away by Fulham. But really, other than the one chance they had, we were on course in the first half to score 3 or 4 goals. If my finishing was a lot better, we would have done so, but we did indeed get our 2nd goal of the game. Niang again arching his run, running forward. I've mentioned this a couple of times. When you arch your run from left to right or right to left, it's usually quite easy to draw the defenders out, create a gap in the middle and just go through 1-on-1, and that's exactly what happened there. Niang drew the defenders out, created a gap, and just went through 1-on-1 and had the simplest of finishes. So Niang makes it 2-0 here. He breaks his goal drought tonight with 2 goals. It's Fulham 0, West Brom 2, and it's a perfect half as things stand. But directly from kickoff, Fulham get on the ball and give it away straight away. Ings, who scored off the bench against Everton, wins the ball but gives it away himself. But as Fulham come forward again, they give it away. Safir Taider finds Vitinho through to Niang. This is his chance for his hat-trick. 2 goals in the space of a minute, surely? No, I put the shot wide and it goes out for a goal kick, and that's Niang all over, you know, it really is. 1 minute he's having an absolute stormer, the next he misses a sitter. At least that's how it's been this season for him. But still, Fulham 0, West Brom 2. But in the 55th minute he's through again. We kept on playing through balls and Fulham's defence was so slow, they could not keep up, and as Niang went through 1-on-1, I didn't trust him on the finesse shot or the blast, so I went for a heel-to-heel flick, tried to round the goalkeeper, succeeded in doing so, but the goalkeeper did bring him down. McSheffrey takes down Niang, and the referee gives a penalty to West Bromwich Albion. So penalty to West Bromwich Albion. McSheffrey, the goalkeeper, can count himself lucky he wasn't red carded because he was technically denying a clear goal scoring opportunity, but still no booking for the goalkeeper either, so just a straight penalty to us. And from the penalty, there's only going to be one man to stand up and take it. He's already got 2 goals. He's looking for his hat-trick. This is his chance to do it, surely to get his first hat-trick of the season. Niang, who quite frankly hasn't been cutting the mustard this year, against McSheffrey, he won the penalty and he scores the penalty. The goalkeeper is rooted to the spot, and by Niang makes it Fulham 0, West Bromwich Albion 3. And that is exactly why I didn't want to drop him. Like I said, even though he hasn't scored in 6 or 7 games, he is just too indispensable, and it's the reason why we haven't sold him as well. I've read the comments, you know, it's the 13th of November for me. I've been reading the comments over the past couple of episodes that I've uploaded to you guys. We just got through the transfer window, and you guys have been saying, you know, oh my god, you could have got like 40 million for Niang if you counter offered. Well, this game showed why I didn't want to sell the guy for any price, because he's just so good when he's on his day. Yes, he isn't always on his day, but when he's on his day, he's unstoppable. Still, Fulham 0, West Brom 3, hat-trick for Niang. Fulham did grab themselves a goal back, or so they thought in the 81st minute, but Kakaniklic was offside just. It was very, very tight. I didn't think he was offside, but the linesman gave it, so he was just offside. And then if matters weren't worse for him, he then got substituted straight away. So he just celebrated what he thought was going to be a goal. Turned out it wasn't, made himself look like a fool, and then gets substituted. So still Fulham 0, West Brom 3. And from the free kick, we work our way up the pitch here. Danny Ings on the ball, spreads that wide to Kyle Walker out right back, picks out Niang, he takes on Ward, beats him with the Berber spin, cuts inside, nice little body feint to beat Bodorov and shoots, but it goes just wide of the post and out for a goal kick. So he could have had 5 or 6 goals in this game, you know, Niang. If my finishing was better, he would have done, but still, very good performance regardless. He'd scored his hat-trick, that's all he needed. And Ben Foster also made amends after a poor game against Everton by keeping a clean sheet tonight. Exactly what we like to see. He conceded 4 on the weekend, then gets a clean sheet, and this game was much, much better. Really, really good performance, and that is exactly why I didn't want to drop Niang, and everything worked out well in this game. If only every game was like this, eh? But that's going to be the end of the episode, guys. So as always, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then please do consider leaving a like rating, because that's much appreciated. And of course, it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.